Welcome to our first part of Adobe Illustrator tutorial. So basically, Adobe Illustrator is a professional vector-based design and drawing program. So when we say vector-based, so meaning that our drawing will be based on lines and curves, unlike with pixel-based. So the photo or the image is based on is represented by pixels. Okay, so this is used as part of a larger design workflow. So Illustrator allows for the creation of everything from single design elements to entire composition. So designers use Illustrator to create posters, symbols, logos, patterns, icons, and so many stuffs or so many things. So basically, since the drawing is based on the line of curves, so it's better in to be used on your design. And on this tutorial, I'll be teaching a step-by-step guide on using the different tools and how you create vector drawing in Illustrator. So this is the Illustrator environment. So you have your menu bar here. So you have your toolbars on the left side, and we have the panels on the right side. So we have the uh, workspace layout. So you can choose the different layouts and layout or environment of Illustrator. You can always reset from to the default settings uh, of the layout. You can also create your new workspace. Okay, so let's start by creating a new file. So create file, new. Okay, let's just click OK. Okay, so let's create some shapes here. So we have line, squares, and by the way, for you to be able to go to the different tools under a particular tool, just click and hold. Okay, just click your mouse, then hold. So other tools under that particular tool will appear. Okay, let's do an ellipse. Okay, so let's start by using the selection tool. So you can press V for the selection tool. So this selects the object in your artboard. And by the way, the the space that you are working with in Illustrator is called an artboard. Okay, so this is an artboard, and you can select a particular object on your artboard using the selection tool, or you can press V as a shortcut. Then you can now move a particular object in the artboard. Okay, so next is we're going to use the direct selection tool. Okay, or you can press A. So the shortcut is A. So the selection tool is the letter V, and the direct selection tool is the letter A. So direct selection tool is used to select anchor point. So let's say for example, we can select this anchor point. So the square do have the four corners or the four anchor points on the corner. So you can just click on that corner, then move. Okay, click on the corner, then move. Okay, so that is the direct selection tool. So we can use the selection tool again, then move the entire object. So we can use the direct selection tool, take the anchor point, then move it. Okay. So next is since in Illustrator we are dealing with vector drawing, so everything is drawn, or we can create our drawing using lines and curves. Okay, so for lines, so we have edges or corners. So those have anchor points on let's say for example the square do have anchor points on its each corner. So for circle, since this we are dealing with curve, so if we're going to select the anchor point using the direct selection tool, okay, so we select anchor points using the direct selection tool. So if you're going to click this particular anchor point, so as you can see, we have the left and right handle. So those handles are used for adjusting the curve on a given anchor point. And let's say, for example, if I'm going to move this one, okay, so I've changed the position of or the way the curve is being created. Okay, so but as you can see, if I'm going to move the right handle, so the left handle also follows. So if you want to isolate a particular handle to another, so it's to the other handle, all you have to do is just press and hold Alt, then click the handle. Okay, so you already released that particular handle to the other one. Okay, you can do the same thing, but this time, since you already isolated or remove it from the link between between the other handle, you can just move the other one. Okay, say this one, take the anchor point here. I'm going to move this one. The other handle also moves. So if I wanted to make the other handle fix, press and hold Alt, then take the anchor point. Okay, so do the same thing on this one, on this anchor point. So you can move and pull to your desired to your desired curve. Okay, you wanted to release it from the other anchor point under handle. Press and hold Alt, then click the handle. Okay, so we already changed how the curve is being drawn on in Illustrator. Okay, so let's go to the next tool. Let's create a new file. Okay, so let's start with the rectangle tool. So we're going to create a square. Okay, so this is a square. So by the way, you can increase the stroke. So we have the stroke here, the stroke color, and the stroke size. We can increase the stroke size. Okay. So after creating the square, we're going to we're going to convert it into diamond. So we have to rotate the square. So all you have to do is you can press the shortcut E or the retransform. So you can rotate this one. Okay. Okay. So next is we're going to use the delete anchor point. So if we have multiple anchor points on a particular shape or a particular line, so we can remove that one just by going to the pen tool, then select the delete anchor point or the minus. The shortcut is the minus sign. Then let's say for example, if we're going to transform it into half diamond, take this anchor point. Okay, so you can always rotate, press E. Okay, we now have the half diamond. Okay, so next is let's create a circle again. Let's use the ellipse tool. Then create a circle again. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to create a half circle. Okay, let's do the same thing. Let's remove an anchor point. So press minus sign or go to the delete anchor point tool. Okay, so select an anchor point. Let's say on the left, the anchor point on the left side. Just click. Okay, so as you can see, uh, still it's not yet a half circle because these sides are still in curve. So we're going to make it pointed just by moving a particular handle. So let's go to the direct selection tool. So if this is the anchor point or the point that we need to convert into edge, so or corner, so just click the handle here, then move it toward the anchor point. Okay, use the direct selection tool, click, then move toward the anchor point. Same also on the anchor point below. So click the handle and do the same thing. So we have a half circle here. So we can rotate. Okay. So next is we're going to use the star tool. So we have the star tool here. Okay. So click and draw. Click and draw a star. Okay. Let's place it on the middle. Okay. So by default, we have a 5-point star. So what if you wanted to have multiple corners or multiple point on your star? So all you have to do is move this first. All you have to do is use the star tool again. Then tick, draw, or drag. Tick and draw or drag. But do not release the mouse pointer or the mouse click first. Again. So click, draw, click, draw. But do not release the mouse point and hold. Do not release the mouse click the mouse click. So all you have to do is just press the up or the arrow button on your keyboard. So as you can see, you added vertices to your star. So to decrease the number of vertices, press the down button or the arrow down button on your keyboard. Then you can now still resize. Then you can now release. Okay. Let's move the objects. Okay. So let's do this again. So click and draw a star. You can draw a star. Use the arrow up or down. Okay. So you add vertices if you're going to use the arrow up and down. Okay, we're going to do the star again. So use the star tool. So click and draw. So you can use the up and down button to add vertices or points to your star. So if you wanted to change, so do not release the mouse click or the mouse click. Do not yet release the mouse click. So just press and hold. So if you wanted to adjust the shallowness of the vertices or the length of the vertices, you can press and hold Control. Then drag your mouse to the desired shallowness of the vertices. Okay. Again, press and hold Control. Then move your mouse going outside, going inside, for you to be able to adjust the shallowness of the star or the vertices. Okay. Let's move this one again. Okay, so next is we're going to use the polygon tool. So it's the same concept as what we did on the star tool. So we can just click and drag. Okay, so if you wanted to reduce the number of corners, since we are dealing with polygons, so you can press down. Okay, the maximum is a triangle, the minimum is a triangle with 3 vertices. You can press and hold, press up button to add corners. Okay, that is the polygon tool. Okay, so we also have the rounded rectangle tool. So same also with the concept of the star and the polygon tool. So you can use the up and down button, but this time you are reducing the curve on the corner. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to press up, okay, so it turns into a half circle on its corner or on the both side. So you can press down, press up. Okay, let's do this again. So press up, press down. Okay, so as you can see, the corner changes its curve. Okay, press up and down. Okay, so that's how you create different shapes in Illustrator. Okay, so next I'm going to discuss the fill and stroke. So let's create a new file. Okay, so let's say for example, we're going to use the rectangle tool to draw a square. Okay, always remember that in Illustrator, your drawing can have a fill and a stroke. So this is the fill color. So you can go on the left side. So these are the fill color and the stroke color. So, or you can also go to the toolbar. Let's say for example, if I'm going to select this this shape. So on the toolbar, we have the fill color, or this is a color inside of the shape. Okay, and this is the stroke color. So let's make it blue. Okay, this is also the stroke size. Okay, so that's how you use the fill and stroke color. So we also have the swap fill and stroke tool here. So if this is the fill and this is the stroke, we can swap this one by just clicking on it. Okay. Okay. So next is we have the stroke properties here. So on the panels, just go to the stroke properties. So we can have the corners. As you can see, the corners um, is a little bit pointed here. You can change the corner by clicking on the corner button. Okay. You can also select the alignment of stroke. So let's say, as you can see, the stroke line here is at the center. So we can align the stroke to inside. Okay. So the line of the stroke is on the uh on the inside. Okay. So this is align stroke to outside. Okay, the stroke is outside of the stroke outline. Okay. So we can make it as a dash line. Okay. We can add values here. Change. Okay. Okay. Okay, so and have the gradient also, gradient color. The gradient linear gradient. Okay, so we can select a particular gradient here on the drop down. Okay, we can select colors if you want. Okay, okay, we can move the gradient slider. Okay, so that's how we use the fill and stroke colors and other stroke properties here. Okay, we can also have transparency. Or the opacity. Okay, So that will be all for the fill and stroke color. Okay, so this will be our first part of our discussion with Adobe Illustrator. So, so that's how you create different drawings using shapes, and at the same time placing or putting stroke colors and fill colors on your shape.